Are you living with elephants in the room? The things you see but don't see? Self sabotage and things that just keep you stuck? Well, this podcast, Get Unstuck and Get Your Mojo Back, will help you move those elephants in the room and get the abundant life God intended for you. I'm Minister Nina Wilson, your best life coach, and my podcast will help you get your mojo, your more joy back. So let's get you unstuck. Today's episode of Get Unstuck and Get Your Mojo Back is sponsored by Enterprise Coaching Solutions, where the things that matter the most are the only things that really matter. Life coaching that informs, inspires, and encourages you to be your best you. So today we have Dr. Vaughn Shores in the MoJo hot seat. He's affectionately known as Doc V, and he is a new author, and his book is titled The Black Man's Mountain. He's also a musician, a guitar and piano, and he does those pipes. He writes songs as well, but today we want to hear about his latest and greatest achievement, The Black Man's Mountain. So let's dive in with Doc V. I think we're here. I have Dr. Vaughn Shores here today with us. We're talking about the graphics on his newly published book, The Black Man's Mountain. The Black Man's Mountain. And it's very graphic, has a picture of Samson and on the back and the lion and all. And it's very well done, very distinguished.
Thank you.
Welcome and thanks for coming. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you sent your bio to me
Yes.
and I read it and I want to hear your story from you rather than to.
Just a kid uh, from Elyria, Ohio. It's a small town outside of Cleveland.
Okay, thank you for making that point of reference because it was like Elyria, Ohio.
Yeah, it's a small little suburb
Okay.
outside of Cleveland.
Cleveland
Four
Films.
siblings, and my mom and dad raised us in the church, very strict. And I was a track athlete. I could run very fast as a little kid, and I went on and earned a track scholarship to college. And the book is birthed off of learning what was really happening in society versus what I was taught. I was taught that you dress properly, you speak properly, you carry yourself well, and you shouldn't have any problems. You know, racism is a thing of the past, and just make sure you're careful with who you hang around. And I followed those rules pretty closely, and I found out that just because you walked the line did not mean that you were going to experience the same opportunities of others of other races.
Okay, well, thank you for that. So now, was any of that motivation for you for writing The Black Man's Mountain, or?
Yes, I've always had an interest in Bible history and Black history.
Okay.
And as I worked on my dissertation, which is the premises of the book, um, I gathered information and knowledge concerning our history, our true history.
Okay, awesome. I'm not a history buff, but I'm very curious, so I like to listen to and read autobiographies and watch autobiography movies. Maybe that Black Man's Mountain will become one day. You
We'll
never
see.
know,
We'll
right?
see.
You
We'll
never
see.
know.
We'll see.
Tell me, I have a question.
Yes.
Just want to dive in. You said you talked about the struggle of the African American male. How does the African American male struggle differ from the struggles of other ethnic groups?
Well,
You point that out in your book. And everything.
you know, when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed and slavery was ended, more blacks were killed after that than all the in the years of slavery because we became a competitor rather than property. You don't destroy anyone's property. As slaves, we were property.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we were emancipated and freed, we became a threat. This threat caused the family to struggle because black men weren't hired. They weren't put in jobs that they could feel good about themselves. And the women became frustrated and did not understand what was happening. And of course, I'm giving you a general synopsis.
Absolutely.
And there's more details, but
Absolutely.
this and many things have caused the black family to struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the struggle is because of decisions that are made within the family, and then some of it is oppression or systemic racism, and they both are coming at the black man, the black family at the same time. And unless someone grabs these people and holds them and teaches them and shows them how to battle and how to fight,
Right.
some are going to fall off.
Yeah. Two
And
things
be
that come to
simplistic.
two things that come to my mind. Didn't mean to cut you off
That's
there,
okay.
but two things came to my mind when you were talking about more people were killed after slavery ended. One was black on black crime, to quantify those numbers and to make them go up. Black on black crime, where we started, blacks started, going turning on one another, and possibly I mean, it's probably a whole nother show. We could probably
It's a
do
whole
whole
other show,
two
and
different parts.
not to interrupt you, but
No,
that's kind of
absolutely.
what do we call it? Self hatred.
Yes.
Self hatred
Yes.
that has been infused into our culture,
Right.
where we're devalued to the point where we don't even value and respect ourselves.
Right.
And this is part of what oppression and part of what racism has done to our people.
Absolutely. And we're talking to Dr. Vaughn Shores, and we're talking about the Black Man's Mountain here, his book on Amazon. Just go on Amazon and get your copy today so you can follow along in the discussion. Come back and pick this back up. Um,
Thank you. Thank you for
the
for the
plug.
plug. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, from one athlete to another, right?
That's right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, one of the other questions that I had for you was, this show is get unstuck and get your mojo back. Everybody, just want to let you know this is, was it Doc V? Is that?
Yes,
Something I read?
yes, on my videos, I'm known as Doc V, and that
Doc
seems
V.
to be catching on.
It is. It's
Rather
catchy.
than saying Dr. Vaughn Show, Doc V,
Love it.
and kind of using that as a
Okay,
brand.
I love
That's
that.
it's coming along pretty well.
Okay, well, Doc V, if it's okay if I refer
That's
to you
fine.
as
That's fine.
such. Now this is let's get unstuck and get your mojo back. Now I'm not sure if you're familiar. I think I told you prior to when we were talking prior to the show getting going. Mojo stands for more joy. So today is your day to get your more joy by
Okay.
promoting your Black Man's Mountain, this awesome book, but also were there moments when you felt stuck because you are a Black man in America and you are writing about other, your brothers, your peers. So were there moments where you felt stuck?
I,
Doc
I can
B?
remember in college I took a course that was a business course, and the professor, the course was subjective. In other words, the answer to A, number one was A, number two was B. He just said, you're going to write two papers. Midterm, you just write a paper. Tell me about management by objectives. So I just wrote and wrote and wrote, turned it, and I said, this is easy. Well, he failed me. I went to him. D is failing in college. I went to him after class and I said, I'm going to take you again. I don't know why you failed me. I'm going to take you again. He was like, well, okay. He was an older white man. So I took the course again, wrote page after page, just covered it. He failed me again. Interesting thing happened. I was looking at my report card, walking down the campus. I couldn't believe it. I looked at my grade and I looked up and he was walking right next to me. And he grabbed his briefcase and crouched down. And immediately I realized that he knew that he purposely offended me and that he thought I was going to retaliate. And I just kept walking with a tear in my eye. And I realized that this man, for some reason, doesn't feel like I should be at this school, that I should not be trying to better myself. I took the class a third time, and I just sat in the back this time. And I was wondering what's going to happen. Another white teacher just sat in the back and went through, and it was more objective. And I got an A for the class.
Wow.
And I was like, I got through that. But the summary of my story is there are barriers in place that we're not aware of. Many young black men are not aware of that people do not want you to succeed. They do not want you to excel in this particular area.
Absolutely.
And if you don't fight properly, you can end up as a statistic or in jail because you want to fight, you're angry, you want to do this, and that's what they expect, and that's what's going to destroy you. Anyway, you have to stop me or I'm going to
That's
keep on
okay.
going.
I understand. I just wanted to know, we all have stuck moments, and to write about the struggle of the black man in America, and you being a black man, it's kind of, yeah, you have those stuck moments, but then you're the elephant in the middle of the room. You are the actual elephant that's in the middle of the room as you're talking about it. People are wondering, what's your story? What's your stuck story? Because this is not necessarily your bio per se. This is about, the black man
That's
and
correct.
self actualization
Research and
and esteem and love and belonging and safety and psychological and on and on and on with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, for those who don't know, the front of Dr. Shores or Doc V's book has Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And for those who haven't never heard of that big
Maslow's
mouthful, can you
Maslow's theory.
explain what that
Yes,
means?
Maslow's theory
Okay.
is based on a pyramid where each level, every human being
Uh-huh.
has a level: physiological, safety, love and belonging, esteem, and then self-actualization.
Okay, so it's
One
the
is built.
reverse order, or
Well, your physiological needs are at the bottom.
right?
They're the basis
Okay,
for
yes,
everything else. And then the safety needs are the
right.
basis for anything above it.
Okay,
And his theory states that all human beings have these needs. And the basic need has to be taken care of before you can go up to the successive need, up to self actualization. And I found
okay,
that very interesting.
okay,
And my dissertation topic was the African American male and his position on Maslow's hierarchy. And through research, I found that black men, were stuck on levels 1 and 2. After
okay.
you find
That
out
was
where
my
you
next question.
live and what you're going to eat,
Yes,
and then you're struggling with that, you don't
yeah,
have time for really relationships to be,
I see it coming together.
strong and to launch you up into other areas.
Absolutely. And again, we're talking to Dr. Vaughn Shores, his book, The Black Man's Mountain. And he's really done a wonderful job explaining how psychologically and physiologically, and I would say also spiritually, wouldn't you say?
The spiritual aspect, I try not to beat people over the head with it, but sometimes it just comes out of me. To succeed and to excel up the Maslow's need hierarchy, there's a spiritual part.
Okay.
I pray and read scripture every day. And I remember how I was taught. I remember one time where I was arrested. I remember a time being attacked. I remember a time where my car got repossessed, and I realized that something beyond the physical is trying to destroy me. Something is trying to destroy
My,
me.
my, my.
And at that point, I remember my roommate in college. He used
Mm,
to get on his knees and pray every morning.
mm.
And I remembered him. And from that point on, this was like 2007, from that point on, I said, I'm going to pray every night. And I'm
Wow.
going to pray every morning and to
Wow.
read my scripture. And without fail, every day,
Hmm.
that is something that I practice because I realized that we're in a spiritual battle.
Right.
And we might see this man attacking me. You might see this situation or this institution trying to pull me down or the family breaking down. But it's spiritual warfare. And I
Spiritual
realize I
warfare.
have to pray
That's right.
and I have to have my faith strong no matter what it looks like. And I have to keep pushing forward.
Hmm.
And I could go on and on how
Exactly.
God has brought me up
All right
to the
now.
place where I am
Bring
now.
it on.
But I'm gonna calm down right now
That's it.
so I don't get too happy with it,
Absolutely.
and start
Yes.
throwing.
Well, this particular platform, Get Unstuck, is about, moving past the elephants in the middle of the room so that when others see you, they're not looking at a black man. They're looking at a man. Or even better, a
It's
man
true.
of God.
This
So
is true.
so we're trying to move past those obstacles, as I call it,
Obstacles
so
and
that other younger black men won't continue to self-sabotage because they see you up here at the top self-actualizing.
we're
um,
trying.
w-
We're,
yeah,
we're
absolutely,
trying to.
absolutely. And so when younger black men they see you, they can model what they see rather than, again, being their own, as I call it, worst enemy. So let's, de what is it, destigmatize you and help you not to be that elephant in the middle of the
Well
room
stated.
by telling you how to get this book because it's necessary. You need to get it. This is a very good work. He's got also an instrument in here that you use called intrinsic motivation inventory. He's got a lot of big dissertation words in there.
Yes. So some people are going to just jump right to some of the center chapters, which just talk about systemic racism and
Right,
Black history
right,
and the
right.
decisions you need to make,
Mhm.
and some of the data collection and the statistics. Just there's going to be some people that are going to look at that and analyze that and come back at me with that, and some are going to just push that away and just talk about
Yes.
the incidents. And I'm ready for all of that. It's fine.
So practically speaking, just to bring it down to the Wall Street Journal, they say is written on a fourth grade level. And that's so that in other words, so that across genres, across, on the fourth grade level, everybody can read and comprehend everything.
That's correct.
So just on the practical level, give a synopsis for our listeners of why they should read the Black Man's
Well,
Work.
I'm going to say this because that this book is basically my dissertation. That took me years to write. Got thrown back by the College Review Board several times because they didn't like the alignment. They didn't agree with some of the things that I said.
It's gonna be the newest band. Y'all better get it.
For layman's terms, if you go to my website
Okay.
and go to Doc V, my presentations are just down to earth, practical application. I talk about life experiences, things that I went through, things that decisions that I could have made that would have gotten me put in jail or killed, or decisions that people have made to help me, and some that tried to push me. It's just practical.
Okay.
And the videos will come out every week. It's going to be under Doc V, and I've got a great uh, video artist and promoter that is excellent in putting these messages together.
Okay. Oh, awesome. As a matter of fact, let's move in that direction and let's let my audience know where people can get a copy of your book. Give me all the tags. Give me all the
Amazon.
information where they can get the book, where they can watch your videos, your social media tags. Like what?
Okay, well, my name is Vaughn Shores.
Vaughn
And
Shores.
you can go to vaughnshores.com. Easy
Okay.
to remember. And there you will find links to Amazon.com where you can order the book. And by next week, you should also be able to go to Barnes and Noble and order the book.
All right. Barnes and Nobles, Amazon. All right. Now these videos. Tell us about those videos. How do they connect?
The videos talk about particular incidents
Okay.
where I might have applied for a job and went for a promotion and was overlooked, or I might have been discriminated against, or I might have became angry and wanted to fight someone, but I was advised not to. I give life experiences. I give practical application on these videos. The videos are short, 15 minutes roughly, average 15 minutes long.
Okay.
And they talk about my life and what led me to writing this book.
If you had one last parting few words of encouragement for other Black males who are listening in or watching, for that matter, what would that be? What would that
Well,
address that?
this is a very interesting question. Don't get a felony record. It's going to put walls up that are going to be very hard to overcome. You can overcome them, but let's not do that. Let's not be a young man without discipline and you're making babies all over the city. You got 3 or 4 babies and you don't even like any of the mamas. That's going to pull you down. That's going to affect your emotions. It's going to affect your finances. Let's not get stuck on drugs where you're trying to hamper yourselves or change your emotions. And let's get a spiritual life where you can read stories in the Bible where people look like it was just over with and God blessed them and moved them on the road and they can move forward. That would be my advice. It's never over. Even those that have gone to jail and you expect to come out of jail It's never over. You can be an entrepreneur, you can do your own thing, but you have to fight with your mind and not with your fists.
Absolutely.
Yes, we've been done wrong. Yes, there's systemic racism. There's also overt racism. And you want to get a baseball bat and you want to come through the picture window and you want to start tearing everything up.
Don't we though?
But that's what they expect. And once you do that, they move you on into the system and
That's
you're
right.
done.
That's right. Like herding cattle. Absolutely.
So that's my. I hope I didn't go too far.
No, it's great. I love. Thank you so much, Dr. Vaughn Shores again. This is The Black Men's Mountain by Dr. Vaughn Shores, affectionately known as Doc V. Watch his videos on his YouTube channel with VaughnShores.com, his website. Check him out on social media. Get the book, watch his short video clips, and support the brother because he's doing a great work out here for y'all. Okay?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Oh, well,
Thank you.
anytime. Come back anytime and just, hang out with us again sometime. We would love to have you.
I would love to do it.
Well, that's our show today, everybody. I'm Nina Wilson, your best life coach. The word from Dr. Shores do not only apply to Black men, they also apply to Black women. And so you all, women, men, everybody, all y'all, everybody. So let's, but stay unstuck. Keep your mojo rather than having to get it back. Keep it your more joy, that is. Again, I'm Nina Wilson, your best life coach. See you next time. Thanks again, Doc B.
Thank you.
Well, this is it for today's episode. Don't forget to get your copy of Let's Get Unstuck on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and other booksellers. Follow Let's Get Unstuck on our social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you know the drill. And remember to DM me, Nina Wilson, your best life coach, for your free 30-minute coaching session, or email me at yourenterprise@gmail.com. Today's episode was brought to you by Enterprise Coaching Solutions, where the things that matter the most are the only things that really matter. Join us for our next episode. Bye for now.